Good Wednesday to you. I am News 19 meteorologist Erin Walker. Today is all about tracking Hurricane Idalia. At 7:45 this morning, it made landfall as a Category 3 hurricane near Keaton Beach, Florida. That's with wind speeds of 125 miles an hour. Now, currently, Idalia is weakening. That is the good news, as it's made landfall at the 11 a.m. advisory, now categorized as Category 1, sustaining wind speeds of about 90 miles an hour as it heads into Georgia. Here's a look at our Doppler radar. As you can see, some of the rainfall starting to make its way into the Midlands, but not much lightning associated with these rain bands at this moment. Taking an even closer look, you could see the rain just overtaking South Carolina, now heading towards the upstate. Here's some of our live cameras. You can even see those cloudy, soon-to-be rainy conditions there in Greenville and in Clemson, but seeing some of those rain droplets on the camera in Charleston and those gloomy skies over Williams-Brice Stadium in Columbia. Now, this is new news. Almost all of the Midlands is going to be under a tropical storm warning for today. That means that we're going to see this rainfall along with possible 39 to 57 miles per hour. Let's take a look at our forecast models. As you can see, the rain moving throughout the Midlands, getting heavier as we head into the afternoon. Now, this heavy rainfall, that's going to stick to mostly the southern areas of the Midlands, but all throughout the day, we're just going to see this rainfall, whether it be light in areas in Fairfield and in Newberry, but heavier in Aiken, Orangeburg, Richland, and in Lexington. Even as we go into the later hours around 8 p.m., sticking towards those southern and eastern side of the Midlands, seeing a lot of heavy rainfall at these hours, and unfortunately it's going to linger around much throughout the night. But as we go into the early hours of Thursday, that's when we start to see some clearing. Now, all of South Carolina is under an excessive rainfall outlook today, but specifically some areas in the Midlands, Columbia and Orangeburg, under a moderate risk. That's a 3 out of 5 risk. So flooding prone areas you really want to avoid today, because we are going to see a lot of rainfall. In fact, our rainfall forecast has between about 3 to 5, even possibly 7 inches of rains in some of those southern counties of the Midlands. We will see lighter amounts in more northern areas, which is the good news though. Flood watches are currently active all throughout the Midlands. So again, if you know flooding prone areas, if you can avoid the roads at all today, today is the day to do so. Along with these heavy rainfall, we're also seeing tropical storm winds, about 35 mile per hour winds. Of course, the coast is going to see the best chance for that, but still, Orangeburg, Manning seeing a good chance, as well as Columbia. But again, the northern counties might get away with not as strong of winds. So overall chances, definitely seeing Manning as the best chance, about an 85% chance, 63% chance there in Orangeburg. But that's not to say, again, that some areas are not going to see these very strong winds. Tornado threat is also a possibility today. That comes along with these colliding winds we're seeing from the rotation of this tropical system. Now, there's only about a low chance here we see in Columbia. It starts to increase as we get closer to the coast. Now, tornadoes typically associated with tropical systems are brief and they're not very strong. About an EF0 or EF1 is most typical, but all tornadoes are damaging and all tornadoes are dangerous. Taking a look again at Hurricane Idalia, we're seeing that as it treads its way closer into Georgia, it's going to make a way closer to the Atlantic as we continue throughout this forecast. About 8 p.m. on Thursday, I believe the East Coast should be in the clear as it continues throughout the Atlantic and as it weakens. Also in the Atlantic, we have Hurricane Franklin, which was our first major hurricane of this 2023 season. Once a Category 4, now a Category 2, so weakening as well, and will continue to weaken throughout the Atlantic. Now, these above normal water temperatures in the Atlantic certainly helped aid these extremely strong storms, and that's going to remain a concern as we go throughout this hurricane season. Here's your 7-day forecast. Today, a high temperature of 81 degrees as we track Idalia. Heavy rain possible throughout all of the Midlands. But the system moves out, and by Thursday, we could even see some sunshine by the afternoon. The forecast continues to get even better from there as we head towards this holiday weekend. 84 on Saturday, 86 on Sunday, 89 on your Labor Day, all under some sunny conditions.